Hey guys, so one of the things I say in almost every video is to use other people's money to buy real estate. And why I say that is because at some point, if you're using your own money, you're going to run out. And if you run out, you can't scale as fast. So learning how to use other people's money to buy your real estate deal allows you to scale in an unlimited way. Stay tuned because I'm going to go over all the different types of monies that I use, different sources, and show you how you can apply them within your own life so that you can scale your real estate business. All right, if you're brand new to the channel, welcome. I'm Hoan. This is the Hoan Zone, and this is where we multiply the assets you own. I've had the pleasure of helping hundreds of people become a real estate investor, and here I'm going to be going over the different types of money that you should focus on so that you can buy more properties. Now, when I say different kinds of money, what I mean is that I categorize the types of money I have access to, whether it's easy or difficult, fast or slow, a lot or a little, cheap or expensive, personal or business. There's a lot of different types of money out there, and it's important that you know what kind of money you have access to and what kind of money exists so that you can use more money in the right way. I'll give you guys a quick example of a type of money that exists, and everybody knows about it. It's bank money. But what's the problem with bank money? Bank money is cheap and it is unlimited. There's a lot of it, right? So it's cheap and unlimited. So what's there not to like? Well, it's not easy to get and it's not fast to get either. Why it's not easy? Because they're going to require you to put a down payment, and that down payment is going to be pretty large, say 25%. If you're buying a house for $100,000, that's $25,000. You're buying a house for $200,000, that's $50,000. Eventually, you will run out of money if you keep putting these down payments down, right? So bank money, though cheap and unlimited, it's hard to get. It's expensive to get because you're using a lot of money, right? It's difficult. There's so many loopholes. It's so slow. So that is one type of money. Now, what's another kind of money? What's on the opposite end of the spectrum? Well, let's talk about a line of credit. A line of credit is easy to use, right? Because if you have that line of credit, you can say, hey, give me that money. And then they're like, here you go. Here's the money that you got, right? So you can use a line of credit. It's easy to use. It's fast. You don't have to ask for permission, and it's relatively cheap. The interest rate is relatively low. The bad part is it's limited. You might not have an unlimited amount of line of credit money, so that's going to prevent you from buying a million bazillion properties. So there's a limitation there. So that's why you want to learn the different types of money that exist and how to use them, how to categorize them. So what I would do if I were you guys, and what I do myself, is I would use a line of credit because it's fast and easy to use. Use the line of credit to go buy a property, fix it up, and then I go to the bank and I refinance and I pay the line of credit back, right? So you guys see that? I'm using the line of credit first, buy and fix up properties, and then I refinance using the bank. So then that way I'm using the best of both worlds. The bank money is unlimited. The line of credit is limited. So I'm using its strength, like the line of credit. It's quick, easy. Use that for its strengths. And then where it's weak, I refinance with the bank and voila, I'm full again. So that's something that you want to take into consideration. Today, I was on my Hoan Zone community call at noon, and a question came up. Hoan, do I use my personal line of credit or do I have to use a business line of credit? And I said, what do you have access to? What's important here is having access to money to buy properties. Now, she was worried that by using her personal line of credit, that she would then affect her credit score. And it's true. If you're using your personal credit, it does affect your personal credit score. But by how much? Well, that is determined by how much credit you have available to you. So let's say you had $100,000 in credit available to you, and yet you used $10,000. If you use $10,000 out of 100, that's 10%. Not so bad. But if you had $100,000 credit available to you total and you used $100,000, well, that's 100%. All of a sudden, that's pretty bad, right? It looks like you're stretched completely thin, and that will hurt your credit if you're not careful. So my suggestion to you guys, get more credit. Get a whole bunch of credit, because what's going to happen is you're going to increase that limit, and so that when you actually do use the credit, it's a smaller ratio, right? So it's better to have $1 million worth of credit than $100,000 worth of credit, because when you use 10,000, it's either going to be 10% or 1%. Or if you use 100,000, it's either going to be 100% or 10%. I think you guys get what I mean, right? Right? So if you don't have business credit set up yet, then try to get some business credit. But don't allow not having the business credit affect you from getting started. So if you have personal credit, great. Use the personal credit now to establish yourself. Pay it off. Use it, pay it off. Use it, pay it off. And then before you know it, your credit score is really big or really great. And then you're going to be offered more credit because you've been so responsible with it. And then so your credit limit's going to go higher and higher and higher. And your credit score will be less impacted when you use your credit or your line of credit. Now, a lot of times I say to you guys to use other people's money, meaning like actual other people, like your coworkers, your siblings, your parents, whatever, right? Using their money. Now, how do you categorize that? Is that fast? Is that easy? Is that difficult? Is that unlimited? How do you categorize that? Well, that one really depends. So if you're working with a person who is your coworker, themselves might be limited. They don't have unlimited funds. But if you think about all of your coworkers and all of the people you can have access into the world, that could be unlimited. So an individual might seem limited, but your ability to talk to unlimited amount of people, that is unlimited, right? So in terms of that, limited, unlimited. Easy or difficult? Well, it really depends on the person. Some people have a lot of money and they understand what they're getting into and they're willing to lend it to you pretty easily. And then other people, they don't have much money and whatever you're trying to borrow from them is their last little bit. So they're going to be very careful and they're going to vet you really, really thoroughly. And by vetting you really thoroughly, you could say that that's a little difficult. Is it fast or is it slow? Well, it depends. If they have the money relatively available to them, it could be really fast. They can give you the money quickly. Like I've raised money from people and within a week I've gotten the money. So it can be really, really fast, or it could be slow because it might be in their 401k and then they have to transfer it to a self-directed IRA, and then from the self-directed IRA, then transfer it to you, and this whole song and dance. So it could take a long time, but there's pros and cons to each. It really depends on the person. Now, how do you talk to them about whether or not they want to lend to you? All depends on what deal you have or what deal you might have. What I would suggest to you guys are watching this, is that you want to present a potential property. If you don't have a property yet, potential property, by laying out what the deal might be. Hey, I usually buy properties like this. I'm going to rehab them like this, and then I'm going to spend this all in, and this is how I'm going to pay you back. I'm going to either sell the property, refinance it, whatever, and then get them real comfortable by showing them that you know what you're talking about. And then if you do that, they're going to feel more comfortable, so that it's going to be easier to get from them. The process is going to be faster because they're not going to vet you as much. And if you do that over and over and over, it's an unlimited source of money that you can tap into. It's just the people that you know. Now, do you need to have good credit in order to do this? Absolutely not, because your private money lenders most likely are not checking your credit score when you're doing this. So private money lenders, they fit in all of the buckets. It just really depends on the individual and then who you are in the conversation. So if you're somebody who seems like they're nervous, it's their first time, they don't know what they're doing, you're going to have a pretty tough time trying to raise this private money. But once you start building that confidence and your understanding about real estate deals, then all of a sudden you're going to speak more eloquently. And when you do that, people are going to want to lend to you. So it becomes easier. This is where, like they say, like the rich get richer. Well, the more successful become more successful because they were more successful before. It stacks, right? Success leaves clues. So just keep learning how to do deals. And so when you're talking to your private money lenders, you sound confident when you are talking to them about it. Now, for the sake of time, I am not going to go over that many more types of money, but I do want you to start categorizing all of the types of money that you can think of. And I want you to categorize them by, is it fast or easy? Fast would be like, let's say you can get the money under a month, but if it takes longer than a month, maybe that's slow. Easy or difficult? Does it require a lot of underwriting? Do they need to do an appraisal? Like that could be difficult, right? If they don't, if it's pretty like, hey, you need the money, here you go, then that's pretty easy. So you might want to categorize it like that. Also, you want to take a look at limited or unlimited. Banks are like unlimited. They have as much money as you can borrow, but a person or a line of credit might be limited. So you want to take a look at that. Limited versus unlimited. Personal versus business. Does it show up on your personal credit report if you're using the money? If so, then I would rank that on the personal side. And if not, then I would put that on the business side. And finally, take a look. Is it cheap or expensive? Right? Cheap, maybe under 10% interest might be considered cheap. And then above 10% might be expensive, or maybe 12%, something like that, right? So you guys decide. But those are the categories. I want you to take a look at all the different types of money, start categorizing them. And then this way you'll learn better how to use each type of money, and you don't go wasting all of the easy and fast money, because that money usually is limited. But if you guys want the full breakdown of all the types of money, I do have a course called Where's the Money on my website, hoanzone.com. Check out all of the courses, but specifically Where's the Money goes over all of the types of money, how I categorize all of them. If you really want to make a study out of it, check out that course and then start applying that to your life. Go out there, get your lines of credit, start talking to private money lenders, go have all of these conversations so that you can start stacking all of the money you have access to so that you can buy an unlimited amount of deals. All right, question time. Do you guys have business lines of credit? I'm really curious. Do you guys have business lines of credit? Put it down below. And have you ever used them for real estate investing? I would love to hear from you guys. Also, if you guys like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon, because we release new videos every Monday and Wednesday here at the Hoan Zone, where we help you multiply the assets you own. All right, that's it. I'm Hoan Tai. Let's multiply.